Hello, and welcome back to episode 2 of Mindful SMP. Today we are going to be doing a lot of stuff with copper and the copper block, mainly the oxidized copper, so I found some really cool things that I want to share. That'll hopefully help other people in oxidizing copper and whatnot. And so, but in order to do that though, we need to go out, explore, and mine a bunch of copper. And so, this is not what I wanted to do. Not what I want. Okay. Okay. So in order to do that though, we need to mine a bunch of copper ore. The best place to find copper ore though is in dripstone caves. And so it's pretty cool that, okay. It's pretty nice that we can get a lot of copper and stuff in dripstone caves, and really helps get a large amount. I actually was testing with a drowned farm that one of the server mates built on the server, and I can get a full inventory in about 5 minutes in a really good cave, while it takes significantly longer on a copper farm. And that's even like some people's copper farms can produce a lot, but it's just a lot of effort. Ooh, there's some glowing sacks we can go grab as well. And so we're just going to slowly mine up more and more copper, and hopefully I will be able to have a big mining session. And yeah, plus I have a bunch of copper ore that I've picked up from earlier on the server from mining and whatnot, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so move forward a little bit. I did a little bit of mining, and I placed all of my copper out inside of my mountain so that I could start it oxidizing. And I only saw that this one is oxidized. And before anyone in the comments says, "Oh, why don't you place them four apart? They'll oxidize faster." I know that. I know that placing them 4 blocks apart will make them oxidize a lot faster, and placing them on top of an oxidized copper allows it to also oxidize a lot faster as well. But in order to do that, I gotta have oxidized copper, so don't at me. Or if you do, at least it counts as engagement. So no, so at me, please at me. Please yell at me in the comments. Oh my goodness, that's really close. Anywho, I found out that I have 12 stacks more of copper ore plus 8. That's actually from a mining experience that we did when I was trying to get mangrove wood and stuff like that. So I need to go mine these, fortune these ore into more copper, and then probably expand this as well. And yeah, so we can actually start to get to building stuff, because I want to get to building, but I gotta have oxidized copper in order to do it. So let's flash. I don't know what the transition is called. Let's just like the screen just like swoops in. Oh, it's bigger. That's what I want to happen. So swoop. So it has been about 24 hours since I started AFKing for all this copper, and I probably AFK'd for a total of 16 hours in order to get it all oxidized. And would you look at how much I got in just that little bit of time AFKing and mining? Okay, well, it's not a little bit of time, but comparatively, I got a decent amount. So what, 9, 18, 21 and a half stacks? I'd say that's pretty decent. And while this is only the start of our escapades, I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out a word. But after all that time, this is only the beginning, because I need to convert a bunch of this into things to help speed up oxidizing in the end, because I discovered that you can, well, I already knew that you can oxidize copper a lot faster by putting it on full blocks of copper, or on top of cut copper that's been fully oxidized, and it really helps to speed up the pick rate, or the conversion rate, the weathering rate of the copper. But I also found out, with a little bit of creative testing, that you can also use oxidized copper slabs, so that you can, for every 1 copper block that you oxidize, you can get 8 more spots available, and then you can make them really compact. And it's actually, while not faster than if you had them at a distance of 5 airspaces between them, which is about peak efficiency, you can actually oxidize a lot more in just a short amount of time. So let's go make a little giant platform, decorate it inside of our mountain, and we'll see what it's going to look like when we start oxidizing copper in large batches. So, welcome back. We have gotten this floor expanded, and in the meantime, I've also went mining for about a shulker box, a little more than a shulker box, more of copper, so that I can continue my copper expansion. And as you can see, the floor is using acacia, some deep slate, and some sea lanterns, along with some stripped warped fungi. I think it's stripped warped fungi. Whatever the stripped netherlog is, that's the cyan color. And I had hinted that I had discovered a new method of aging copper, and so you can see they are in these large blocks, and they're aging relatively quickly. Like, I haven't actually been AFK here much time, it's just however long it took to kind of do some stuff, and I believe the server admin was here AFK for a little bit. Just working on a stone cutter, something just to improve our ability to build. And so if I dig this out right here, you can see that they are on oxidized cut copper slabs. And the way that Minecraft kind of does the tick counting, and so this is in a video explained by Exumavoid and someone else, they'll be linked in the video description. The way that it works is that because when the game ticks a copper block with a random tick, it looks to see how many oxidized versus unoxidized copper variants are within a almost cube, but it's kind of like a trapezoid, or not a trapezoid, it's more of like a diamond shape, up and down and left and right. I'll link to a video that can talk about it in a little bit. And it really doesn't care what type of copper it is, as long as it's oxidized and not waxed. The keyword is it's not waxed. So by having them on slabs, we essentially can more rapidly oxidize the copper. And so, like, we just have these giant platforms now that are solid. And when you're gonna if you're gonna oxidize stuff, yes, you can space them out on a grid of 4 or 5 blocks between air spaces between each block, and that will help you maximize it maybe every 2 to 3 hours total. But if you do these solid blocks, you can fit a lot more blocks in here, and then all I gotta really do is AFK overnight for a few hours, and then essentially you get a lot more copper blocks in a little bit of your playtime. And so I really like that, and I like to spend as little time as possible AFK, and just I want to maximize my efficiency in the game. Let me place these back. And so I need to work on the walls, and so I established this kind of design. And so it's going from the skull to blackstone bricks or polished blackstone bricks to deep slate bricks, and then stone bricks, and at the very top is some andesite. And with this hidden lighting, which is actually just sea lanterns behind some trapdoors here, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do here. But essentially, I like this wall. I like the gradient. And we can do some really cool things. We can probably put some windows and stuff in there, even though the windows won't be anything, but just kind of give it an ambience like this is like a courtyard or anything like that. And maybe we'll put a night sky up there. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I need to keep working on this wall, so you're probably going to see a time lapse right now with this construction process, and then I want to do a little adventure. So it may not be right now, but there'll be some adventuring shortly. Well, after a little bit of grinding and a little bit of building and mining, I was able to get this completed, and I think it looks pretty good. So the walls are kind of just a little gradient that I spent a little bit of time thinking about what I wanted to do on the walls, and so, but I ended up with the sculk, the black stone, deep slate bricks, stone bricks, and the andesite at the top, only because I have a lot of andesite. So far, I've mined 100,000 andesite, and I've only mined like 40,000 stone. So it's a little crazy. It's a little crazy, but I'm kind of happy with how this turned out. It's a great place for us to age our copper. We're using less copper resources in order to oxidize it faster, but we get a lot of oxidized copper output, and so I'm happy with that. But after we did all this work, it's only important that we go ahead and make a farm now, so that we can sell all of our copper in. And so we're gonna go over to the top shopping district, work on that, and I'll see you there. Okay, so after sending a message to Madame Artista, who also helped us out dig, she's letting me use this area to work on the copper shop. And so I kind of have some resources that I just kind of threw together, and I'm not exactly sure if this will all work together. But we're just gonna see, and I hope that whatever comes out of this looks really good. But I actually think I need to cut, and I need to go grab some bricks real quick. I'm trying not to match what other people have done, and so this is my shop. But then Benzo made a bookshop out of bricks, so I might put a foundation of bricks down. Oh yeah, I'm so used to having a beacon everywhere I go. And you know, it's fine. It's fine. We get so used to some blocks and stuff, and having some different resources and whatnot, that we often forget just what it is to be a basic Minecrafter again. It's all part of Minecraft, and so I really enjoy working on stuff free-handed, and I typically do that during live streams and stuff, just because I like to see where my thought process can take. The one thing where I need to look at now is about windows and stuff. I like to try to have uniformity in my builds, and always the difficult process. Like there's only such a scale we can use in Minecraft. Like if we wanted to make something very realistic and to like squeeze all the blocks in there, like if I wanted to use trapdoors and stuff in a window to make it look nice, then I'm kind of stuck with what I can fit in a 1 block or 2 block area, unless I scale it up to like 4 or 5 blocks, but then everything starts to get large, and that just is a little excessive, especially for like if I want to keep in scale with the builds here. Like I was thinking about doing like a 2-story tower, kind of like what you'd see on a city block in most, I'd say, modern cities, but it's not even modern cities anymore because those are all skyscrapers. But I would like to do maybe like a mid-1900s build. Or sized house, or even like a shop. So I grew up in a very small town, and we had these like little small and eclectic shops all around. I'll probably end up doing this and moving the door up a block, so you have to like take a step up to do it. I'm actually gonna move this over. And I've already underestimated my resources real quick, so it'll be interesting to see when I will have to stop. And I'll probably have to cut this cherry tree down and regrow it. I've already cut it down once to grab resources and stuff, and I think Madam cut it down and replanted it as well. So that's the one good thing about trees in Minecraft, is like they don't take 10 years to grow. We can easily just cut it down, replant it. If we want it, we can grab some bone meal, regrow it, and it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna free cam out here. So, and I'm gonna put a awning over the windows and such. So we'll have a gap here, and they'll probably have the floor there. So this is gonna start the next layer of the build. So let's do an extra block there, and then can we find a middle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can't have a middle here. We can do 3 wide windows up here. I'm already out of blocks. Well, this is a starter shape for sure. I since I already ran out of mud. We can go over to the wheat farm at spawn. It's kind of where everyone gathers their wheat from for resources. I mean, I have my giant wheat farm at the windmill, but this is just more convenient. This is just more convenient, so that we can easily get all the wheat needed to make packed mud. Okay, so we got about 4 more stacks of mud, so let's fly up here, watch the sunrise come up over the mountain behind the giraffe. I do love how shaders make everything look. It just makes it look so realistic and so beautiful. Okay, maybe not like, you can only make the game of block so realistic before it just kind of becomes a little weird. I have a really bad habit with placing blocks. I get too fast. My community says it's the speed of Lark. I move at the speed of Lark. And other people have been also confirming that I do move at a faster pace than most Minecrafters, which is fine. And I need to add, let's grab the birch out, because I want to do birch accents on the windows and such. This, and as long as I just cover this up, then it'll be fine. And I'm gonna use slabs because I don't know the exact shape that I want to obtain with this, and it's gonna be an alternating pattern. I need to put another maybe height in the middle, so where it looks like it's actually held to the building. Do I have any bamboo, or not bamboo, do I have any scaffolding on me? I don't think I do. Oh, I do. Not too many though, not too many. Okay, so I need to put a wall here, and I need to put some posts coming off of this. I think birch fence posts will work as well. Nope, I'm using the wrong thing. And so I was working on this as well. So if I do this, and I also want to do the same thing here. I need to work on like a little bench here. Or not a bench, like a display or something like that. That'd be cool. Okay, so in here, oh, it's quite dark in here. Let's brighten this up real quick, and I guess we'll use the same oak up there as we use down here. So I have jungle, I have oak here. 3, 4, okay. Oh, see, this is the challenge, is that like, they're like floor to ceiling windows in here. I guess those are fine. Those will be fine. I'll just have to put like a display or something in here so that people just don't walk right in. Which it won't be a problem if somebody else walked right in either. And I'll have to do a staircase probably in this corner, going up to the next layer. And speaking of the next layer, let's head on I need to work on the roof, and I need to probably put 2 more layers of mud bricks up there to just kind of figure out how I want everything to look up there. I think if I were to move this wall over 1 block, I could separate the awning, and that will help me with all my organization and things here. So I'm gonna go ahead and split the building. I'm gonna split the building, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have just finished splitting the building, so I added a gap here and I extended the building over 1 block. And honestly, I really like how it looks now. I got the top to be uniform. I do wish I added 2 more blocks, then I could have equal windows, but you know, having a little bit of variability and make me a little uncomfortable by not having a completely uniform building is fine with me. Okay, does that look good? Oh, that does look good. So then then I'm gonna have to do is I'll put the roof on here. I might have to put the decorative siding on it, and it matches to wood. I could use bricks. I could use granite. I wish terracotta had slabs and stair variants because that would really be nice. Okay, I'm actually gonna. You can kind of see what my inspiration is for this, and oh, actually, before I just go and cut and have this finished, I do love my plants and such. For those who don't know, I am a plant person IRL. I work and deal with plants, and so you'll rarely find one of my builds that doesn't have like a potted plant in it, or like these little window boxes and stuff like that, because little window boxes really just help to like disguise some bareness and add some fillness. That's probably not the word. Oh, here's the problem. The amount of having a 2 block gap in here, I can't do that. And kind of disguise it. I did a top slab there. Just kind of like disguise it a little bit, and then maybe I could do any flower. Sweet berries would probably have a nice red pop and match the awning, and some of the red hues of this. Oh, and then I need to work with all the trapdoors here. I put them. I would love to. I would need to have another block gap up there. I could technically shorten the windows a block. I think the windows are a little too tall to be anyways. Grab this, yoink. Okay, so let's take a step back. Let's look at it. Okay, so you can oh my goodness, actually adding those little details and stuff really helped to show what I kind of want. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna cut here to the finished build, and I will keep working on this, trying to make it as best as possible. So yeah, and just like that, with a little bit of effort and a lot of blocks technically and a little bit of a mess, I am able to get this shop completed, and I kind of like how it all turned out. I had to revamp the front a little bit to kind of block the windows, and I think the berries up in the, what are you called? Hello? Who are you? The pots? I guess those are what those are. The decorative pots. It'll make them look really cool. And then, so then once again inside, I did an interior for the base only. I need to come in here with a few more blocks, but we don't have the ability to make micro copper blocks. So I'll have to go talk to server admin about that. We'll see what's up with that. So these are just heads on armor stands, and I really like how this turned out. And I haven't stocked it yet, but I will put copper blocks here, and here, and then technically I made it only the first layer because we will be updating to 121 when we get that, and so we'll be getting all the variants of copper as well. So I wanted to have room to expand, so I could also sell all the variants of copper as well. And then I also put in a little attic up here. I don't know what this is gonna be. This kind of looks like a meeting room, so maybe when we need to have a cult or something like that, a cult meeting or whatnot. Not that there is a cult here. No, there would never be a cult. Wait, hold on. There would never be a cult, especially around a little friend of the server. No, there would never be that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time where we'll be trying to get ourselves a little organized. But until then, I hope you all have a good time zone, a good day wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye!